honestly does tie into love. Trauma will stop and hinder your ability to love. So I think taking some self accountability and seeing where you are at when it comes to how you and your childhood and how your childhood affects your relationship. So
absolutely. All right, let's get into this relationship.
Now there's another one that we answered in the Facebook post. I sent you that one too.
This one?
That one was good too. So you, whichever one you want to do.
Let me see.
That one was good.
Okay.
That one, you want to do that one?
All right, let's go.
I say we do that one.
All right, so for today's relationship advice, woman breaks up with a man for not fulfilling her requirements. So let's get into it. I'm going to read it. It says, hey, I'm breaking up with you. I have this requirement that any man I choose to be with will be a provider, and I don't feel like you are one. I feel like you have this idea that a woman deserves to be given the world after she stands by a man when he's struggling because it's somehow proven her loyalty or whatever else. I will not be holding it down for you like that or any man ever. I am not going to keep laying down with you while you are providing absolutely nothing for me and not adding value to my life. I already told you before we started dating that was exactly what I did not want when you asked me about how my previous relationship went. It's the same cycle and I'm not doing it with you. On top of that, you don't take me anywhere. I feel used AF. I'm not even gonna lie. All we do when you come over is have sex and you talk about getting head from me. It was fun for a little bit, but I deserve better. I want a provider man who will take care of me, my every need, and spoil the fuck out of me. For example, last night, I should never have to tell a man to open a door for me. That's the bare minimum. You are not ready for me. Find someone else. Damn.
Hold on.
Damn.
You know what? I will say that I respect her for being upfront and honest about it because I feel like we live in a day and age of ghosting and then subbing and acting like don't nobody know what happened. So we talk about being upfront, being honest. And she was that. I do, on the other hand, feel like this was like taken straight out the dictionary of Facebook dating memes. You know what I'm saying? Like,
stop. I don't like that shit.
It's giving she took a Derek Jackson video and transcribed it into text. You know, and I feel like it is a positive thing that we're getting more information, because I feel like a lot of times, like, someone will say, like, I didn't even know I was in a bad situation until somebody else kind of pointed it out, and now you're like, I don't have to deal with that. No, that don't make no sense. So I get that part of it, but I do feel like sometimes it could go both ways. It can go both ways.
I think sis ain't wrong. I think sis, she stood on her business and she told him exactly what she needed and what she wanted. The only issue that I have with this is, why was that not the requirement from the beginning? And I feel like Black women should not require or should not accept bare minimum. So I think that what she told him was absolutely correct. But like I've said before on the show, what is the price of admission? If that was not the price of admission at the beginning, then you already set the stage for what you're going to accept later on. And she came to her senses, which I'm glad that she did, but that should have been the requirement from the get-go. You would have been able to weed that out from the get-go. Are you a provider? And then maybe seen what his character was like before you slept with him. See if he's going to open the door before you slept with him. See if he's going to take you on a date before you slept with him. You allowing him to come over and have sex with you multiple times and say, oh, it was fun at first, so you were okay with it at first. But now all of a sudden, now it's like you said, you watch a Derek Jackson video, now it's like, oh, now I know my worth. Like, no. For women that are dating, and men that are dating, but specifically for this cause, you need to figure out what it is that you want and what it is that you're looking for from the beginning, and set the stage from the beginning. If you want to be taken out and courted, that needs to happen from the beginning.
Well, that sounds good. Y'all say that, and then you turn around and be like, but it's too high. Now, you could set it in the beginning, but not too high.
Well, then you're weeding them out.
And that's what we say. Like, you're weeding them out. There's no...
I have no problems with that.
Okay.
We're talking about courting.
Okay.
I think courting, That's, to me, courting is bare minimum. Opening the door, bare minimum. A provider, which I don't know what she meant by that, but I'm assuming she's not saying, I want you to pay all my bills. I think she means, are you providing something of value to the relationship? Sound like the only thing that he was providing to the relationship was the D. So
I think a lot of times too, when women say provider, I think a lot of times women want a man that is
generous. That's it.
That's generous. And it's not necessarily like you're generous, but like you give, well, some people do, they want a man that's going to give them money.
Sure.
But I think sometimes women just want a man that is going to
help
prioritize them.
Take things off
that
your
is
plate.
actually going, you know what I mean? Like actually care. If I say my tire got flattened and you just like, oh, okay, well, good luck with that.
Yep.
Like what?
Yep.
That don't make no sense. Like I saw one where the girl went to a guy's house for like a hookup and her car got towed and it was $500. And it was like, should he help with her getting her car to tow? But he had originally told her that they be towing over here and she still risked it.
Damn.
I don't know about that one.
Should he put some on it or?
I don't know if he warned her. But at the same time, I mean, she came to see you. I think for me, I would. Just because of my character. I would feel bad if you came over and we did a pod and then your car got towed, I would feel bad. So I would offer to pay for some of it.
See, again, that's what we're saying. Generous.
Yeah.
It's not, and it's always like, oh, y'all making an expectation, or you know, I get that, but at the end of the day, it's like, dang.
It's your character. To me, at the
Even
end of
if
the day,
I turn it down.
Yeah, at
You
the
know
end
what
of
I
the
mean?
day, it's just, to me, it's your character. And to me, that's shown that was selfish. Like, it was all about him. So again, what are you setting from the beginning? And you need to figure that out before you sleep with people.
Well, we talked about that with the last relationship advice, as far as
Golly,
people
man.
sleeping with people first date or whatever, and it's like you ain't really got to get to know this person.
No, because as a man, what incentive do I have to be what you're asking for after you've already given it up? There's none.
That's sad.
And I'm just being real. I'm being honest with you.
That's
Because most
sad.
of the men that are courting to have sex.
That's sad.
And once they get to sex, then it is what it is. And at the end of the day, why would you not want to get to know somebody that you're sleeping with? If there was potential for that, you've already, I won't say that
I
she
feel like
ruined
a lot
it.
of people go from
Well, and hold on. And I'm sorry. Let me say this. It is not all on the woman's responsibility either. Okay? Man, y'all need to stop sleeping with women so damn quick, man. You got just as much responsibility as she does. Like, it is not all, because I think when we have these conversations, it always, and I'm going to correct myself, it always tends to be on the woman. It is not all on the woman. It is a 50%, I ain't going to say 50, 100% responsibility of the woman, 100% responsibility of the man. Either one of y'all could say, no, let's wait and let me get to know you better.
I feel like the it's always 100% on the woman to basically not get played. Like, you're supposed to see the signs. You're supposed to, wait it out, see if he got character, see if he got this, see if he's really about what he says. And if you do get hoodwinked, then you're bad. You should have did a better job of weeding them out or picking them out. Like, that's always what the conversation.
Well, I think it's the same thing for men too. But I understand what you're saying. I think women are more vulnerable, so women do have to be more on guard. But men get played too. Especially in this day and age, men get played too, for sure. So get to know people, man.
I will agree
can we
with
bring courting? Can we bring courting back? I don't even know. If you ask people, I don't think they even know what courting is.
Not with online dating, and
Online dating should make it easier.
people, sending a couple messages and then linking up. We matched, and then you going out.
Somebody said something, and I forgot who it was.
I said, bring back talking on the phone.
All that. Just facts. Somebody said something. I forgot who it was, and I don't want to quote them because I don't remember who it was, and I don't remember exactly what the quote was. But the quote was, or not the quote, but the saying was, relationships are trash because people are going grocery shopping while they're hungry.
Damn.
You going grocery shopping while you hungry, and then you end up settling for whatever because you're trying to just feed your appetite.
You better get the meal prepping out here. So you come in that door, you don't just grab the first thing.
Nah, for real, but it's true.
Dang, that's deep.
You over there dating when you're dating when you're lonely. So you're willing, you're looking for just a body.
Maybe.
No. I'm not saying. I'm not saying
that's how you move in a relationship. Like,
oh yeah,
maybe he is cool. Well, maybe he just did that because it is. So you try to make excuses. I've seen it a lot. Like, girl, cut that nigga off immediately.
For sure.
Like, red flag, cut him off. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, have patience. But some things, you gotta set your red flags and your yellow flags, and you know what I mean. There's in the middle. There's yellow flags.
There are yellow flags.
But there's some that's just straight up red.
There's some that are red, swoop red, for sure. Nigga waving his red flag like he gangbanging.
Yeah, no.
And niggas got to, man, y'all got to step y'all games up, man. See, but it's kind of a vicious cycle. And I don't know where it starts because I feel like men should step their game up more when it comes to dating. But I also feel like if women required more, men would have to step their game up more. So I'm not saying it's the woman's responsibility.
Because when women require more, all y'all do is complain and make podcasts.
Nope. Because there's other women that are willing to accept the low bottom bare minimum fruit.
Oh, okay. That's why y'all be getting on these podcasts mad at us.
Look, what's the saying? High tides raise all boats or something like that.
And you know what? Honestly, the whole, like, from what she was saying, when she was saying like, oh, if, you want me to basically prove my loyalty, like, we've been saying that. That's what black men want you to do. Oh, if you're down for me, then I'll reward you. It's a myth. And I'm going to just be honest, it's mostly a myth. When that man finally gets up to where he can get the woman that he want to get, he's going to go get them. He's not going to be like, oh, you was there for me from the beginning and blah, blah, blah. No, he's, you know what I'm saying? A lot of times some men will do that. Because that's who is willing to be with them. Now when they have access.
Yeah. Well, I think that's a people thing because women do it too. Women find a guy that they like and they get to a certain extent and then they get access to a higher echelon of men and then they move on.
So basically what we're saying is you're not with who you really love and want to be with. You with who you could get.
Who is going to help you, especially in this day and age with this economy. You are with who is helping you survive. There's a lot of roommates that are masquerading as they are in a relationship.
That's crazy.
Rent.
I know some people, I call them hobosexuals because you are in that relationship, because if you was not, you would be on the streets, because I've seen dudes that be in a relationship with somebody and that, she did, she that, you doing all of this, but you still over there.
Right.
But as soon as they go from one relationship straight to another one because I got somewhere else to live.
Yep, that's true.
Crazy.
That's true.
You try to find somebody else who's stupid enough to let you just move in with them.
I've seen that. That's true. And that's more men. I've seen more men do that than I've seen women do that. But I have seen some women do that too. I have seen some women do that, down and out, and they just jumping from man to man. But that's more typically a man thing. I've seen more men do that.
It's like, I finally convinced somebody else to take me in. All right, I'm out for real this time.
And I think I even saw there was a Facebook post that actually went on a step-by-step process on how to get in the house.
Crazy.
Just asking, can you sleep on the couch for a night or two? And then you bring the stuff over. It's it was crazy. I was like, damn, this nigga got a whole instruction book on how to become a homosexual. It was funny. But hey man, it's tough times out here in these streets, man.
Yeah.
It's tough times, dog.
I hate to see it. I hope that it gets better. I stay praying for my friends that's single, because I feel for them. It's easy to get on this podcast and talk about, do this or make sure you checking this and this red flag and that when you already got some damn body.
Yeah, that's true.
It's easy to talk about it from the outside.
Well, but you still have to go through it.
But it was a different time frame.
But it was still the same to me, even though it was a different.
I have not been single since 2000 and
I understand I understand what you're telling. I understand what you're saying, but you still had to go through the process. So that warrants you to give advice, and you can still observe stuff and give advice. That's the other thing. I don't like when people say, "Oh, you had to go through it for you to give me advice." I can observe something and see when something's wrong.
I get that, but at the same time, there was no DMs when I was dating. There was no.
You didn't have MySpace? You had MySpace.
I mean, I'm talking about Instagram.
You didn't have AIM? You didn't have Yahoo?
It ain't the same.
But it's what I'm saying is
screenshots.
Or
Was it?
yeah, definitely was no screenshots.
Wasn't nobody doing all these receipts.
It was no stories. Yeah, I understand what you're saying.
It's close friends.
See, but
it's just too much going on.
to me, even if there's
you could put a story in it, deleting 24 hours, like all of that.
But it was I get what you're saying, but it's still you still got to deal with the person.
Yeah.
It's maybe different ways on how to meet, but the bottom line is you are still dealing with a one-on-one interaction with a person. And you still got to be honest. You still got to be transparent. You still got to be respectful. You still got to court. You still got to date. You still got to be honest. Like, that didn't change.
But the atmosphere,
the culture, yes,
the culture is different.
The
now.
culture of dating is different. I will totally understand. But there are multiple people who are looking for old school courtship.
Wasn't no podcast that was influencing everybody's dating ideals.
But we always look at it from the negative. On the positive, there are positive podcasts that give you really good relationship advice. That should help you relationships. Online dating, you may be able to meet people that you didn't have access to. That's another positive thing. You're able to kind of weed out and court and read what you're about to get into before you get into it. That's another positive. Like, there's some things that enhance your dating experience.
I think social media definitely, like, I feel like easily I could go to somebody's social media and be like, absolutely not.
That's what I'm saying.
When some of the stuff people be posting, it's like, oh no, you want to.
And that's what I'm saying. People be slipping up, they wife tagging them, and you thinking they single,
not even that. Just their mindset and how they think.
No, I know, but what I'm saying is, but you can also see, like, bruh, like you was hiding the whole family.
Mm-hmm.
Back then, you couldn't. If somebody was in a relationship, you couldn't really tell.